we're back in the GT4 today. I've yet to make a video with the Corvette, and that is because it has been up at Vengeance Racing since I decided I wanted to start posting on here. So I bought the car, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months ago. C6 Z06. I'll do a walk around in this video so you guys get a better idea of what it is. You saw in the background of the last video, but super fun car. Just shy, really conservatively tuned, but just shy of 600 wheel. Obviously manual, they didn't make an automatic C6 Z. Great car, had a lot of fun with it. The previous owner had the car built by Vengeance Racing and just never really drove it the way that you would imagine a built C6 Z06 would be driven, which is fine. He didn't beat on it, but the downside of that is, and I'm not beating on it per se, I do drive my cars, but I maintain them properly. The downside of him not driving it that much or that hard is it sat, some seals had gone bad. After driving the car for about 1,000 miles, I realized there's a rear main seal leak. I realized that because the clutch started slipping a little bit, so I had to get that addressed. So I dropped the car off at Vengeance. A little bit of a story behind that. I dropped it off last week, and I was hoping to have it back yesterday. Today's Tuesday. I was hoping to have it back Monday. They discovered some extra issues we're going to have to address. I decided to drive the car before I put a new clutch in it up to Tennessee, go through the tail of the dragon, go see some family, have fun up there. I did. That definitely wore out whatever was left in the original clutch. There's some glazing when they took it out, and it began slipping pretty bad. I actually barely made it to Vengeance. As I was getting close to the shop, it started slipping so bad. I was just getting traction system active warnings constantly, and I was just trying to keep the car moving, really. Dropped the car off at Vengeance last week, hoping to have it back yesterday. It's gonna probably end up being next week before I get it back. While they were in there, they found some other leaks. We're just doing new everything. So rear main seal, all transmission solenoid seals, pretty much everything front to back that could leak is getting addressed. We're doing a monster twin disc clutch. So the car will put down power a lot better than it did before. That's gonna be great. They did just email me and say that while they were in there, they found out the transmission oil pump was cracked. That was another leak we were having. So now we have to order that part and wait on it to get here. It's probably 5 days out. That's why I say it'll be next week before I get the car. But I'll cut to some clips later in the video of me driving the car, picking up the car from Vengeance. It should be putting power down a lot better. What I thought was a little bit of wheel spin before in second and third was actually clutch slipping. So, you know, we should be putting down a good bit more power, or at least getting it down to the ground once we get the car back. I'm excited. I'll do a walk around in the car and kind of walk you guys through the process, let you know how the new clutch feels. Should be similar to the OEM clutch, just with a little bit lighter flywheel. We'll see if it's any heavier. We'll see if it bites any differently, but excited to have the car back. Still happy with the GT4. Can't really beat this thing. I've had this is my fourth Cayman. I've had a couple 911s. I keep going back to Caymans. I don't know why. I love 911s. I would gladly own another one. There's just something about mid-engine cars, whether it was the Gallardo, my old Lotus, Caymans. I really love the way that you can kind of throw them around and have fun with them, and I get the storage in front, storage in the back. Anyways, not a video about the Cayman. We will talk about the Z06. I'm filming this very early just as I got the email about the transmission wheel pump. So we'll cut to probably a week from now when I pick up the car. All right, good news, bad news, and a reason that I'm walking right now. Picked up the Corvette 2 days ago, Tuesday, from Vengeance after getting a new clutch, flywheel, every seal front to back, all that installed. And unfortunately, there's some weird bearing noise. I don't know if it's pilot bearing, throughout bearing, or what it is. Certainly not flywheel chatter, not a normal noise, even if it is a twin disc clutch, light flywheel, whatever. No flywheel chatter, anything like that. Definitely something more metallic and bearing related. So the boys at Vengeance are already gone. They just picked up the car. Had it dumped in a parking garage, which wasn't ideal to get a truck and trailer in. So now we're here at City Hall dropping it off. They're gonna let me know end of day what's going on with it. I didn't even film picking the car back up because once I got on the road, heard the noise, I was more focused on making sure I don't break anything before I could dump it somewhere and have them come pick it up. So is what it is. It's part of, I guess, performance cars and aftermarket parts. The guys at Vengeance have been great. They, no questions asked, came, got the car. It's going back up on a lift today. We're gonna see what exactly is going on with it and what the fix is. Hopefully we'll have the car back next week at some point. It was a fun drive down here, I guess, with or without the bearing noise. It's interesting going from the GT4 back into the Z06. Definitely a little bit rowdier and noisier car. But anyways, I'll keep you guys updated throughout the process. And I guess the next portion of this video will ideally be me either having an update or, in a perfect world, picking up the car. All right, I said next week. How about a same-day update? Shout out to the guys here at Vengeance Racing. The car is back. Not at all as serious as we thought it may be. It's actually something pretty dumb. We laughed about it a little bit once it got fixed. Let me get in here where it's a little bit quieter. And I also realized I was saying twin disc clutch. This is a monster triple disc. So triple disc clutch, a little bit lighter flywheel. I was expecting noise and chatter, but not this weird metallic noise we were getting. Good news, there's really not much chatter at all. It drives like a stock clutch, just a little better bite. But there's not any mechanical issue. It was something so dumb. Basically, there's a heat shield that was very slightly out of position. And with the way it was sitting and the car being cammed and loping the way it does, as it was loping, it was causing the heat shield to kind of rotate and rub on something and sound just like a bearing about to spin. Anyways, Vengeance was great. They picked up the car today, brought it straight up here, got it on a lift, went to diagnose, and then called me, and we're kind of like, all right, well, we feel like idiots. And obviously, I could have probably diagnosed it a little bit better myself without them picking it up. But when you drop something off and it comes back making noise, you'd rather it be fixed right if there is anything wrong. So they came, no questions asked, grabbed the car, up on a lift, spotted the heat shield, adjusted it, test drove the car, no issues. I'm in the car now, sounds great, clutch feels great. So we're gonna head home and get a feel for this monster clutch. I guess start the braking procedure. I hate braking in clutches. It's the most boring driving. Can't drive it too hard, don't want to be too gentle on it, don't want to get on the highway, don't just want to slip it in traffic. Anyways, is what it is. So now we're going to break in a monster clutch. Again, shout out to the guys at Vengeance Racing. They've been great. Jacob, appreciate all of your help. Seamus, thank you for coming to grab the car. You and Hunter, again, you guys have been awesome. So now let's put some miles on it. Friday morning, we are back in the Z06. As you can probably tell, monster triple disc clutch feels fantastic. Flywheel is not too light, but it's a good blend for street and, you know, occasional track use, I guess. It's a little bit of a more aggressive touch than stock, just nothing too crazy. It's actually really quiet. I expected a lot of flywheel chatter. I expected a lot of noise from a triple disc clutch. Not at all. No throw-out bearing noise. It really, noise level wise, sounds like a stock clutch, just bites a little bit more aggressively. It feels great. I will say the Corvette does sound pretty good. The Porsche has its own thing going, but there is something about LS7 that it's just a good time. Again, shout out to the guys at Vengeance Racing for getting this squared away. I know that, you know, when you modify cars or you put performance parts in cars, occasionally you have issues. I ran dealerships for years, and service departments I know can be a hectic place. So just wanted to say thank you again, Jacob, Seamus, and Hunter for getting the car back to 100%. Got new seals front to back, from rear main seals to shifter seals, and literally everything front to back, diff, torque tube, everything's been touched. It is 100% ready to rock. Got like 450 more miles of braking in a clutch, which is unfortunate because this car is a lot more fun when you're really driving it the way it's built to be driven. But overall, super happy with it. It sounds great, feels great, and now we just have to put some miles on it. I still have this pesky TPMS light that we need to get rid of. I should probably just move the factory sensors over to these wheels. At some point we'll get around to that, but what a fun car. We're actually on our way now to pick up the GT4 to take it in for window tint. We're gonna get that done, decide if we are doing a little road trip for Thanksgiving in this car or the Porsche. This thing's not bad on a road trip, but braking in a clutch, I'd kind of want to take back roads all the way, not interstate, which is a little annoying. And the noise in here compared to the Porsche is, after a while, it kind of gets to you. So maybe some earplugs, I don't know. We'll figure it out. picking up the GT4 now, and man, does this Corvette sound good. I will say, LS7s have a certain something going for them. Before I wake everybody up, I'm going to get out of here because I've probably already made a couple people mad. This car has a way of doing that. I think just the noises it makes people don't like. So get back in the GT4 and go get some window tint. I actually used to service the Lamborghini Gallardo at a shop right down here. Shout out to the guys at DC Motorworks. They do a lot of the local Lamborghini service, especially on more vintage stuff. Good guys. Awesome day out. One of our guys that I'm meeting up with just texted and said he passed a Carrera GT on the way up here. I passed this crazy like Subaru, I don't even know what, it was a full overland build. Some kind of wagon. The fun part about living where we do is it's kind of infinite car spotting. I didn't have my camera set up, but I just passed an RCF, C6 Z06. There was a new M5 comp. All right, met up with a couple of the guys here. We're all gonna get tinted at the same time, so got some fun toys getting tinted today. GT4 ready to rock. All right, much better, much better. He's got his door open, but you get the idea. Everything's looking good. Shout out Nelson. Thanks, sir. If you're in Atlanta, need window tint. NJ window tint. He's your guy. He's got his new shop up here. Does all of our cars, always does a great job. Now that I finished editing that video, I realized I never did a walk around on the Corvette like I said I would. So we're gonna do a very quick look at it. Just give you a kind of high level of what's done to the car and what kind of power it's pushing. We'll go from there. So as an outro to this video, now that we have the Corvette back, I'll show you guys. Stock inside, as you may expect, probably saw in some other parts of the video. Under the hood, there's not a ton of super impressive stuff to show you. Obviously, it is not stock, as you guys have seen, other than some Haltech components, you know, Atomic Air Force, MSD, intake manifold. We've got MTI ported and polished heads. They're out in Marietta. May not be able to see them. Oh, you can. Some Koch's long tube headers down there. Back to a catted X pipe and a Borla attack for the exhausts. As far as cams go, it has a Vengeance Racing Chaotic cam, which is not too aggressive. It's actually pretty streetable. It's the most aggressive I would want to go on a car that you can still daily drive reliably and comfortably. We're gonna get back into the GT4. But yeah, Vengeance Chaotic cams, basic headwork, exhausts, the typical Z06 power package until you go Pro Charged or get too crazy. As I'm sure you guys have figured out at this point, the car was obviously built and tuned by Vengeance Racing. Again, they've been great. I've had a lot of work done to that car since I bought it. Just some maintenance stuff from brakes and clutch and all that to repairs like seals, whatever. Anything they've touched, they've done a great job. The little issue we had with the heat shield, that happens. That's so minor, it's almost laughable. They immediately took care of it. The car's been great. I've put about 100 miles or so on the clutch so far. Still have some braking in to go, but it drives great. I'm not being hard on it yet. I can tell that it's gonna feel much, much better under full throttle. So the car, as it sits, is making just shy of about 600 wheel. Pretty conservatively tuned. I'm happy with that. I mean, that's really, I say it's all the power you need. Obviously, we could always use a little bit more, but on a daily basis, it is reliable and comfortable enough to daily drive, and definitely still puts a smile on your face. So yeah, without further ado, I don't know what the next video is gonna be. Maybe it's Porsche content, maybe it's Corvette content. I might even get a wild hair and jump back on a motorcycle. Maybe. So we will see. But until then, thank you guys again for watching, and I will try to keep posting some kind of content on here for you, car related, motorcycle related. A lot of you guys have asked about watches. I'm a watch guy as well, so maybe at some point we'll dig into watch collecting, all the things that entails. But again, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.